So the question begs, at least in my mind's eye, why do people eat dinner or lunch so many times at fast food places? Just wondering, this was like on my mind, but something hit my brain today that made me realize there's always a good reason. Back in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan. I love helping people keep some more of their own hard-earned money. Could that be you? Probably yes. How you doing today? I hope that everybody finds this audio video doing well. You know, some people call it excuses, some people call it this, that, but I feel this way, and I learned this really from my mom. So I'm going to credit my mom here. Love you, mom. Miss you so much. My mom always said, before we judge anything, there's always a reason why somebody does the thing that they do. Not saying it's an excuse or anything, but there is a reason. Now, I figured it out. All right, many people like the convenience of fast food. They're tired. They just want something fast. Don't want to dirty their kitchen or fear washing a dish. Whatever the reason is, I'm not here to decide what's the right reason or the wrong reason. I know that I don't do it, but that's my choice because I have to keep my eyes on my little pennies here, and I like to know that I don't have to waste my money when I could perfectly well cook a meal. That's just the way I think anyway. But how about for the folks that have or barely have a kitchen to work in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are a lot of people out there that do not have a kitchen per se, like an actual kitchen. They may live in small apartments or they share an apartment, and or maybe they have to share a kitchen, and that doesn't work out well, or for whatever the reason, I don't know. Everyone does not have necessarily a kitchen to work in. Now, does it have to be a fancy kitchen with the latest updated appliances and all the frills and thrills? No, no. But a useful, workable kitchen is very helpful, of course, for meals, for meal prep. But here's the good news: even for someone that doesn't have an actual kitchen, like with a stove or any, thing like that. Okay, here's what a person could do at the bare minimum. They could consider or buy a small refrigerator, small enough, affordable one, maybe get it secondhand as long as it works, or just like I said, get a small one that at least you could put in a few items of food to store that you would work with. But then you're saying, but wait a minute, the person does not have a stove to work with. Well, the great news today is that now more than ever are there options for folks that do not have a traditional full-fledged kitchen. I mean, we have electric skillets, we have slow cookers, we have instant pots, we have air fryers. We have more choices now than ever. And of course, those little small portable cook type thing. Okay. We have those options. So maybe in the interim, it's possible that, like, we forgot about that. Now, if the person that, doesn't have a full fledged kitchen is also, having a low income and has to spread their pennies, thinly, then just get for now, start off small. Pick whatever, option you want of choice. I could tell you this much. You could do a lot with an air fryer, because an air fryer, and I forgot to throw in microwave, by the way. I did forget that option, in toaster oven. All right, so look, see all these additional choices? Just saying, just saying. But an air fryer can actually be considered in a weird way, like sort of like an oven. That's the way I look at it. Steve and I, from the Steve Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel, and I've said this many, many times. But get creative, and they're not expensive. You could get the small version, the compact one, for like $40. Like mine was like $40. I get like so much use out of it. I don't want to like overlook this thing too much. I use it all the time. I'm just telling you. So even people with full-fledged kitchens, if you will, want and buy and love their air fryers. So if this little investment, now you might feel the pinch initially, Don't buy something you can't afford yet. Save up for it. How do you save up for it if you're on a low income? Well, reduce those fast food trips somehow, magically, whatever. Just, just find different ways, slap a sandwich together, at least buy a couple of like non-perishable things that you could, slap a sandwich together if you don't have the refrigerator, the little one yet, or use a cooler. Do something, find a way, get creative. Now, it's very interesting. A lot of people, I've been watching these videos, and I am absolutely, I mean, my respectability for these people go up to the roof in creativity. There are people who now by choice want to live in fancy schmancy tiny houses and RVs and all that, and that costs money and they find creative ways. But then again, there are some people who didn't choose that, if you will, and they find themselves in a difficult position in life, which can happen to anyone. Just saying, and they may have to live out of their, cars or whatever, and they found creative ways to not have to eat out. I'm saying to myself, if there are people who are in like extremely challenging situations. I mean, at least if renting a room of some sort, and hopefully the rules do allow you to have like a, as they used to call them, a hot plate type thing, or allow you to use your air fryer. I mean, a slow cooker, you could make some really nice, casseroles and things of that nature. Even for fun one day, for fun, Steve Young from the Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel, what he did as an experiment to see, he actually like kind of baked a cake out of a slow cooker for the just the sheer fun of it. There's so many things we can do, we could try to do, we can learn about these things more and more right here under our nose on this very platform. So, because if you sit down and add up, if a person sits down and adds up the cost of their fast food eating, remember, keep in mind, a lot of people get the fast food because they don't have the kitchen. Okay. And if you add up the cost within 1 week, you could go get yourself that compact air fryer, maybe even less than a week, because the one I got, like I said, was in about the $40 range. That even includes the tax. And sometimes I've seen those go on sale for like $35. So just, keep your eye out on that. And some slow cookers, I mean, the smallest ones you could get for like 10 to 12 bucks. The bigger ones you could get for $30. Either way, or like an electric skillet, there are things that we can work with today. The options today are just so much more than, let's say, 35 years back. So if you don't have a so-called full-fledged kitchen and you want to start eating more homemade stuff, because after a while, if you constantly eat just fast food, in my opinion, you're just not going to feel so good. It's just I believe that it's just not the healthiest thing to eat. That's, just saying. So there are options and there are options. Do the math. Do the math by figuring out how much do you spend all week long. Some people constantly live on fast food. What you're paying for that versus, can you put that money instead into a small cooking appliance that you can actually use at home? But of course, first try to check out those small refrigerators. You could get some for a very reasonably priced. Just look around, and in my honest opinion, I believe it is worth it. I want to thank everybody for being here. Why? Because I really do appreciate what? Your time. So take good care, but don't forget to do the following. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care of yourself and your family.